What's up, everybody? Welcome to the ESTNN Weekly Brief. My name is Malik and here is your rundown for all of the esports news for the past week leading up till today, April 3rd. In League of Legends news, patch 9.7 hit yesterday, bringing with it a whole host of changes. At the top of the list are changes to both Urgot and the newly reworked Kayle. After basically giving Urgot a rework, the Riot Balance team is nerfing his passive, increasing the cooldown on his Disdain, and decreasing the damage on his Fear Beyond Death. For Kayle, both her W and E are receiving slight nerfs, while her Q, Radiant Blessing, is going to cost more mana from here on out. In other patch news, patch 9.8 is officially available. For now, the changes seem quite minor, but they do include several changes to Blitzcrank, Kayn, and Teemo. Additionally, Riot is increasing the price of the Bilgewater Cutlass by 100 gold, meaning that the prices of both the Hextech Gunblade and the Blade of the Ruined King will also increase by the same amount. Now, Spring Split Playoffs has been kicking off across the world. Let's run through the scores. Over in the LEC, Fnatic took their series against Vitality 3-0, sending them to the round 2 of the Split Playoffs. Splice did the same, defeating SK Gaming 3-1, and this week we'll see G2 Esports and Origin face off, as well as a playoff match between Splice and Fnatic. Coming back across the pond, LCS saw at least one Game 5. Team Solo Mid faced down Echo Fox, easily putting the Foxes in their place with a 3-1 victory. The next game, FlyQuest vs Golden Guardians, saw the series go the full distance before FlyQuest claimed the victory in Game 5. This weekend, Team Liquid will face off against FlyQuest, and fan favorite Cloud9 will battle TSM. Roster-wise, it looks like 100 Thieves are starting to rebuild early after a disastrous spring split. After having finished third in the 2018 summer split, hopes were high for the team. Unfortunately, 100 Thieves crashed out of the spring split in spectacular fashion, eventually finishing last in the standings despite adding former world champion Bae Bang Junsik. News broke yesterday that 100 Thieves is releasing Huhi from the roster after moving him to the academy team 6 games into the spring split. I'm sorry if I mispronounced any of the names, I'm not the best. In Dota 2 news, the closed qualifiers for the Dota Pit Minor kicked off yesterday, and in the third minor of 2019, 8 teams are duking it out for $300,000 in prize pool money, along with the much prized DC points that will allow teams to qualify for TI9. In other Dota 2 tournament news, the World Showdown of Esports will be hosting a Dota 2 tournament in Las Vegas this year called WSOE 6. While the exact format and prize pool have yet to be announced, we expect WSOE to be similar to other World Showdown Dota 2 tournaments that have featured 8 teams and a $100,000 prize pool. Now, everyone's favorite kind of cheese but not really cheese mod Auto Chest added 2 new heroes last week. Zeus and Mars joined the stable of champions available in the ever-popular Dota 2 mod. In other Auto Chess news, the mod has finally reached 7 million subscribers, not too shabby when you consider that the mod was originally released in mid-January. In Overwatch news, Batista is live on the competitive servers as of yesterday afternoon, and guess what? People are still playing GOATs. I know, shocking, right? But at least you have the option to test him out and try to break up that GOAT's meta. But in Overwatch League news, we've got a couple juicy trades to mention. The Boston Uprising have traded Lucas Note Meisner to the Dallas Fuel in a direct trade for Richard RCK Canerva. We haven't seen many mid-season trades in the Overwatch League, and the teams involved make this one an interesting one. Both Dallas and Boston underperformed in Stage 1, and we wanted to wait very long to see how these trades work out. Additionally, Persia will also be joining the Boston Uprising as a flex support. And the last bit of roster news is that Atlanta Reign has picked up Baby Bay from the San Francisco Shock, so let's see how this veteran fares as Defran's replacement. Stage 2 of the second season of the Overwatch League kicks off tomorrow, and we'll get to see a bunch of interesting matches. Our pick for the match of the day is the Philadelphia Fusion versus the New York Excelsior, which kicks off at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Wednesday. Additionally, I will have an intro to the Overwatch League video going up tomorrow before the matches, so make sure to check that out. My oh my, it's been a long week in the Counter-Strike Global Offensive community. Star Series I-League Season 7 has been kicking off in full force, giving fans an absolute ton of best-of-3 matches to watch. Fnatic kicked off against Renegades, and they've already made it to the playoffs along with Na'Vi, Team Vitality, ENCE, NRG, Ninjas in Pajamas, and North. Notable absences from the playoffs include MIBR, who went 1-3 in the group stage, and FaZe Clan, who will continue to look completely lost after their depart of longtime IGL Kerrigan a few months ago. In roster news, Cloud9 finally has 5 players. After almost 2 months of adding and dropping players, Cloud9 has finally added Daniel Weiss Kim and Renee Kajumborg to the roster. I'm not sure how to say that, I'm so sorry. This move hopefully cements their plans for the upcoming Blast Pro Series Miami, where Cloud9 will play against Astralis in their opening matches. Unfortunately for fans, Kajum's addition came at the cost of Cloud9 releasing Kiyoshima. Fans were pretty displeased, and The Problem himself hinted at the fact that there might be a power struggle brewing between Cloud9 management and the players. We'll keep our eye on this and keep you updated as it plays out. Finally, to cap off the whirlwind week in Counter-Strike, longtime CSGO organization Team LDLC has announced that they have released their entire Counter-Strike roster. Known in the early days as one of the best French teams in the scene, LDLC has dropped off in the past couple of years. The French CS scene has been a rough one to watch over the past couple of years, and the loss of LDLC is just another heartbreak for fans. Unfortunately, in Fortnite news, players are demanding that Epic Games revert some changes that they made in the most recent patch. Everyone seems upset with Fortnite right now. I thought it was bad with Apex, but this is much worse. In update 7.40, Epic Games introduced some incentives for aggressive play, including regaining shields and health on kills and increasing material caps. While it seemed like many players, including popular streamer like Ninja, enjoyed the changes, Epic decided to remove them in update 8.20.
I'm like 100% sure they took it away because they say it was people being overly aggressive, but it was 100% just they want to make solos, duos, and squads a place for safety for the newer players.
On the topic of update 8.20, the explosive bow that we talked about last week that was data mined was released along with a new weapon called the Cannonade Launcher. The launcher will only be available from tonight, April 3rd at 8 p.m. until April 10th, so make sure to hop in and test it out. That is all for the ESTNN Weekly Brief for Wednesday, April 3rd. Make sure to head over to ESTNN.com to catch up on all of the latest news, and check back here next week for another episode of The Brief. Have a good one, guys.